A new month and possibly a clean slate to get things going. It's June 1, and that also means that internationally we are observing Global Day of Parents. Today is set aside to underscore the crucial role parents play in raising children, while reinforcing the idea that the family is primarily responsible for nurturing and safeguarding the future. As we follow suit, today's Jamaica Magazine features parents who are seeking to make the best impact in the lives of their children. If as a parent you don't know where to start, we have some help. The details of today's package unfold right now. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome.
Lowering the sodium content in children's diets today can help prevent heart disease later in their life, especially for those who are overweight. Shake the salt habit. Shop smart and cook smart. Use less or no salt when cooking. Try using fresh herbs and seasonings to add more flavor. Limit the consumption of salty snacks. Take the time to carefully read the nutrition labels on food products to identify those high in salt and choose the healthier options. Remember, no more than 2 grams of salt per day from all food sources for children under 11 years of age.
While the family is a major part of social change, other groups in our nation are playing the same tune. Our first feature looks at the work the Jamaica Social Investment Fund is doing to create social change through its integrated community development projects.
A place to call home, blooming with opportunities for growth and progress. The Integrated Community Development Project ICDP, implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund JSIF and funded by a loan made available by the World Bank, has laid the foundation and has put in the work to create this environment in selected economically vulnerable and socially volatile communities in Jamaica.
We've targeted 18 communities through the ICDP, and we believe that we've done a significant transformation in these communities. We engage the community-based organization. They become registered as a legal entity. They sign financing agreements to implement the projects. It allows communities and the residents to see that their leaders can be accountable, their leaders can be effective, and their leaders have the capacity to build their own future.
The ICDP has played a major role in facilitating the cleanup and beautification of community communal spaces.
Solid waste management was prioritized by the residents in the communities as one of those areas that need to be addressed in order to get true transformation of the communities. We have seen significant improvements in the cleanliness of the communities and sustainable disposal of waste, including burning and dumping in the gullies, has decreased significantly.
Working as an environmental warden, we pick up the garbage, we store it where we're supposed to put it, and we talk to the residents in the community, said, you must not throw the rubbish on the road. You just put them in one bag and put them at the drum that JSIF provided.
The Safe Passages, Safe Routes to School initiative seeks to improve public safety by providing safe passage to approximately 5,500 student commuters who travel daily along specific routes.
When we came into the communities, we saw a number of issues. The students were walking in the street, they were competing with different cars, there were a number of accidents along the route, and so we definitely knew that we needed to do an intervention here.
It was really difficult because when cars were passing, we have to be walking over the bushes.
For the Yorktown project, approximately 450 meters of guardrails were installed, approximately 450 meters of sidewalk was actually constructed. We also had road safety signs installed along the way, pedestrian crossings. We also have murals. We also did a bus stop.
We can walk safely, the railings protect us from the cars.
The ICDP has strengthened the capacity of schools to deliver quality education and support services of the highest quality.
We made sure that we were able to provide different kinds of manipulative learning aids, books, textbooks, 3D equipment. We partnered with the Ministry of Education, particularly the core curriculum unit, to ensure that the teachers received the requisite training that they needed.
It was very good, very enlightening, and I was able to bring across that training to the subject areas that I teach.
It has helped us so much in the classroom. We have been able to practically demonstrate using the manipulatives that we have gotten from JSAFE.
A lot of our achievements, whether for literacy, numeracy, or the holistic development as well as the ambience of our school, is because of JSAFE.
The ICDP also provided much-needed support to small business operators facing economic challenges through its Enterprise Development Grants.
The Enterprise Development Grant component saw funding being channeled to 170 micro-enterprises across 7 communities. And these enterprises benefited from equipment and supplies. They also got business development training.
I received a stitch and serge, and I received a straight stitch, and I received a cutter. It changed my life that I can do my things on time. And I can employ more people that can make you earn more.
The story of ICDP is a story of transformation, not only in terms of the physical environment, but also some of the non-visible things like the transformation of the people and how they collaborate to produce and to contribute towards their own development.
JSAFE is an organization that comes to help poor people. You are so good to us, JSAFE. We love you, JSAFE.
All children deserve positive parenting. Why not pamper us? Be patient with us. Make time to teach us and, of course, play with us. Celebrate milestones with us and don't forget to be our #1 supporter. Do all these things and practice positive parenting today.
I anchor my sectoral presentation to that of the Most Honourable Prime Ministers, which was entitled Sowing Seeds for Peace, Opportunity and Prosperity.
The Minister of Education and Youth is indeed sowing seeds in the classroom, on the playground, in the technology realm, and within the minds of Jamaica's future, its young people.
Having returned our students to full face-to-face classes on March 7, 2022, the first order of business has been recovery.
Recovery for education begins with getting all students back in their seats. The ministry's Yard to Yard Find the Child initiative is playing a major role.
We also call on all Jamaicans. You know these children in your communities that are not attending school. Call us at 211.
The next step is to address the learning loss caused by the pandemic. So, as it plants seeds of opportunity, the ministry is financing extra lessons and providing lesson plans so educators have more time to teach.
The goal is to have lessons for all subjects and all grades. Unfortunately, with the return of face-to-face classes has come an upsurge in violent behavior in our schools.
To ensure a safer school environment, the ministry is amplifying its use of handheld and walk-through metal detectors and installing more CCTV surveillance systems.
We're working closely with our partners to improve safety and security within our schools.
Uniformed groups are also being restored to prominence, with special focus planned for primary and secondary schools in the 5 zones of special operations. Changing the future of education also means updating the learning model. So, a Standard 2 training program developed by the Early Childhood Commission will be offered to early childhood practitioners through the Heart NSTA Trust.
The program was designed to support the early childhood institutions to have comprehensive programs designed to meet the language, physical, cognitive, creative, emotional, spiritual, cultural, and school readiness needs of children.
And the primary specialist teacher model is being expanded to more schools.
To date, Madam Speaker, 378 schools, approximately 4,500 teachers, are advanced in the implementation of the model. A further 191 schools are scheduled to implement the model beginning in September 2022, with the final 173 set to begin in September of 2023. Our students' nutritional status impacts access to learning, readiness for learning, and success at learning. The draft National School Nutrition Policy was signed off by the Ministry of Education and Youth and the Ministry of Health and Wellness and has been submitted for the next step of the approval process.
What should my child know and do is one of the questions regularly asked by parents who want to participate in their children's education. And the ministry has designed a program to answer that.
This will allow parents to track how their children are doing, but also give them the knowledge about what their children should know and do, and by what age they should know and do these things. This will allow more timely intervention and a closer working relationship with the practitioners and the parents.
To equip the education system for optimal learning, some major infrastructure development projects are in the works.
We will complete work on 4 major infrastructure projects being carried over from last financial year. Black River High School, construction of 2 classroom blocks with a total of 12 classrooms and a wastewater project. Kingston College, completion of computer labs, library resource center and wastewater project. Papine High School, a school with 18 classrooms for 1,300 students, urgently needs to get off shift, needs at least another 18 classrooms and a wastewater project.
Several other schools are tapped for major infrastructure development, while fencing and electrical upgrades are planned for others. These projects are geared towards the elimination of the shift system, reduction of overcrowding, and the provision of quality spaces in schools. Technology is not just the way of the future, it is here and now. The Education Ministry is spending $1.2 billion for electronic resources, such as apps and e-books at the primary level, and getting more schools connected.
381 schools will be connected to the government internet service through third-party contractor, yes. 362 schools will get Wi-Fi local area network installed and upgraded.
A coding/computer applications class will be incorporated in the regular curriculum to support the Coding in Schools program rolled out in November 2021. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, is developing legislation and/or a policy paper for treating abandoned babies. CPFSA is also creating early warning signals to alert state actors when something is going wrong in the lives of children. Construction is now underway on a therapeutic center on the grounds of the Maxfield Park Children's Home, and several pieces of legislation are being amended to heighten the care and protection of Jamaica's youngest citizens.
We know in our minds exactly the future that we would have if all of our students have a good quality education, and that education is aligned to the future job market.
The language in the text is clear. The atmosphere of education as we know it is changing for the better.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up.
Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence.
A whole way of celebrating it. They say the people them, you know, them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, but no, them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal, pants of it, you know.
Medal.
Amount of
The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
On site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre. Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
Download the app to get the updates then.
We now feature one parent who, through the assistance of the School Suspension Intervention Program, made sure that their child was able to get back on the right path.
We don't get a lot of people who are our students who are not satisfied. Parents, the major issue for parents though is that they wish their children could come back to the program after their suspension period has ended.
For some parents, they too bear the burden of a child often caught in the unfortunate situation of school suspension. But those who've opted to make use of the Dispute Resolution Foundation School Suspension Intervention Program have seen some incredible responses. Take, for example, Garfield here.
My name is Garfield Warner. My daughter got introduced to the School Suspension Intervention Program. Why sending daughter to school, daughter going out good and thing, and after she's reaching a 9-10 grade to start for a company, then after that everything just start go down a different road. You understand? We have to step in as a daddy and make sure it's everything alright with her. So now we get introduced to the program.
God sent. It's a God-sent program. That's what we tend to get from our parents. And they too, whenever they're having any issues at all, it could be with their colleagues, they are calling to access the program. We actually have programs for our parents, such as the parent sensitization, so they too benefit from this service that we offer.
After being a part of the program, the first half she was skylarking. After the program and such, then she step up. She left school with a couple of subjects and things. I would encourage other parents to send them children to the program. Things start from a tender age, and all things going right now, everybody smaller is exposed to everything. They come in the movie, come in the songs. They come around the communities. So, that program is a good program.
So, if as a parent or guardian Garfield's story sounds anything like yours, then
feel free to reach out to the Dispute Resolution Foundation. We can provide that listening ear. We will also advise you and make referrals where necessary. Parents, feel free to reach out to us if you feel overwhelmed as well, because we know raising children, we don't get a manual to do that. So it's a bit tedious and we learn as we go. So let us help each other. Feel free to reach out to us and we will do our best to assist you. Parents, if you have children at home and you are noticing any maladaptive behavior, they are not listening to you, they're not talking as much, eating as much, any form of abnormal behavior, and I mean behavior that you don't normally see them with, do not be afraid to reach out to the Dispute Resolution Foundation.
For the School Suspension Intervention Program, the numbers supported are high, the commitment remains steadfast, and the tools are available and always ready to assist, even for parents.
My hope for the program is really, the end goal is to see a peaceful culture. So I want improved communities and improved livelihoods for our students. That is what I hope to see, and I hope that will be impactful for years to come so that this can be achieved in the end. That is the mandate of the Dispute Resolution Foundation. Well, first of all, we have to have a referral. The referral may come from educational institutions. It may also come from, let us say, the family court or CPFSA.
After the referral is made, an intake session is done, followed by a one-on-one session, then a psychoeducational group session, and another one-on-one session. A post-assessment is then conducted to help put together a release letter, with an opportunity to refer students to another external agency where necessary. And then, follow-up sessions are conducted.
This is a program that gives you and your child a second chance. Take us up on this offer.
For further information, visit the Dispute Resolution Foundation's website at www.drfja.org or contact them at 876-906-2456 or 876-908-3657, or you can send them an email at drf@drfja.org.
Children should grow up in families that support, understand, and demonstrate love towards them. As we observe Global Day of Parents, if you need some support in getting the job done right, then here it is.
Wouldn't it be great if children came into the world so well adjusted or with manuals, therefore eliminating the need for parental discipline? This is not the case, however. Parents usually apply their methods or they depend on strategies taught throughout generations to guide their children.
8 in 10 Jamaican children in the 2 to 14 years age group experience violence as a form of discipline.
Coercive parenting involves the physical administration of pain as punishment. It also includes the use of harsh language that has the potential to hurt children's feelings and affect their general self-esteem and development. It also fosters aggression, because what you're really teaching children is that when there is an issue, we must resolve the issue through harshness, through aggression, through coarse language. There's a direct correlation between coercive parenting and the aggression that we see actually in society.
Damaging disciplinary practices have moved outside of the home and into the national consciousness. Children need guidance, and many wonder if not with the rod, then how? Enter the National Parenting Support Commission (NPSC), an agency of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. The ministry established the commission in 2012 to provide parents with the requisite skills and tools to raise children.
We work at 3 tiers. We work at home, school, and community. Our first and most important priority, however, is to ensure that we're fostering the home-school relationship. We must ensure that parents as key stakeholders feel involved in the entire process of educating their children.
Now, to do this, the Commission assists parents in several ways, including providing psychosocial support, assisting parents with understanding the teaching-learning process, and conducting parenting education programs.
Through our effective parenting courses, we push proactive strategies. In other words, you are going to put structures in place before behaviors that you don't desire actually show.
Parents and guardians should consider the child's developmental stage when determining the best method of guidance.
A child who is very young, we encourage play. The child must be playing, and even the teaching learning processes must include play, because this is how they develop their imagination, their creative skills. This is how they also learn to resolve issues and to problem solve.
Young children, especially infants, are at the stage where they don't know right from wrong, and they can be impulsive. They may touch items that are valuable or dangerous. Usually, it is best to remove the child or the object from such a situation.
We don't believe you're to spank any at all, because that's a part of coercive parenting, and we don't believe that coercive parenting works. So what we encourage you to do, though, is to be firm and to be consistent. So if it means you have to say, do this instead, or do not go there a million times, then that's what you have to be prepared to do.
The teenage years can challenge both children and parents. With the physical and chemical changes happening in the body, teens may act out as they may be unsure of their place in the world.
This can be a very difficult time to navigate. So we ask that you start relaxing some of the very stringent rules, and you also have conversations and you compromise.
And to address challenges, caregivers can remove privileges.
If the child becomes stubborn, has a fixed mindset, if you will, that this is what he or she is going to continue to do, then you might need professional help. You might need to call the commission, or you might need to call a social worker or a guidance counselor to help.
Being a proactive parent means setting clear boundaries, letting children know what is acceptable behaviors and why rules are in place. And don't forget to model behaviors you want young ones to display. There may not be a one-size-fits-all for raising children. By assessing the right information and using effective parenting techniques, we can nurture adults willing to play their part in making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. To tap into information from the National Parenting Support Commission, call 876-967-7977 or visit their offices at 37 Arnold Road, Kingston 6.
Had you met us earlier, as in the beginning, then you would have heard that it is Global Day of Parents. Here at the GIS, we appreciate the efforts of those parents who help in shaping a better tomorrow through their child-rearing skills. As we continue along the vein of today's discourse, our Hear This is about just why a parent-child relationship is so important. Children who have a healthy relationship with their parents are more likely to develop positive relationships with other people and secure friendships with their peers. A strong connection with parents helps in promoting a child's emotional, cognitive, and social development. These children tend to be better at controlling their emotions when faced with difficult situations. The healthy involvement of parents helps in ensuring that their children can perform better academically, and children who have a positive relationship with their parents learn essential skills and values that can help them to have successful futures. Let's help to create healthy and stable homes. That way, we are undoubtedly helping the country in achieving its 2030 vision of making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Jamaicans consume on average 9 to 12 grams of sodium or salt per day, twice the World Health Organization recommended amount of less than 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt, and more ideally, less than 2 grams of sodium per adult per day from all food sources. This excess salt in the diet causes high blood pressure, kidney and bone damage, gastric cancer, obesity, and worsening of asthma. Reduce the amount of salt you consume to no more than 3 to 5 grams, or half to 1 teaspoon per day for adults, and less than 2 grams for children under 11 years of age. Let's shake the salt habit and live healthy. A public service message from the Jamaica Information Service.
This is as much time as we have for today, but just before we leave, remember that the family remains the backbone of societies right across the world. So however your family may be formed or shaped, passing on the right values to children should always be a part of it. Thanks for staying with us on today's journey. As we are always keeping you in the know, a fresh magazine will be here for your viewing tomorrow. Until then, watch yesterday's and other shows on our YouTube channel and visit the GIS's Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages for more information. From all of us here at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.